Good morning, sheep exhibitors. The first class of seniors could make their way to the check-in area. The first class of seniors, if you could make your way to the check-in area. We'll be starting in just a moment. Good morning, sheep exhibitors, and we are ready to get started with our first class. That is Class 1, seniors ages 18. We have 4 exhibitors in that class.
Can you hold the class for me?
Check.
We'll be looking for our class 2 seniors age 17. We're looking for Riley Dell, David Guyman, Estella Gober, Taylor Jones, and Stephen King.
If you're within the sound of my voice, you're close enough to the Diversity Center for us to tell you that we've already had one class going this morning, and we had another class in labor. Don't know if this is going to take a little longer than the first one, but it should be before this class, I'm guessing. I've been a while ago. He actually broke the water before the other one did, but the other one came out very quickly. You don't know where that one. Our power chemicals from Cold Farm in Federal County.
She's out there now.
Cold built over 1,200 pounds every day. The newborn is that clinic there. If you walk around to the other side of the grocery store. Oh yeah. Oh no, we don't have anything here. We're trying to see what happens on the farm of the spot. Obviously, careful. You'll notice that our cow kettles sleep on the side. We don't take them to the shower and make them pretty. These are working girls. They're not healthy birthdays. They're not straight cows. When they go home, they will go back into the business to make them more and more. Yeah, we already took the bubble.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody got a little bit of sleep last night after we left here. I'm not sure that I'm awake yet, so I apologize. I'll try to get a little energy going here in a minute. Really, a tough way to start this morning. I think these young ladies all do an exceptional job. Not a lot of differences whatsoever when we get out here. Tell you a little bit about my philosophy on showmanship, and this will probably help everybody as we go along today. I'm obviously not a real classy, smooth kind of person, okay? I'm kind of big and fluffy. My ideal of a great showman is somebody who takes care of that animal and makes sure that that animal looks its best at all times. I want legs set in the right place. I want them set fast. I want to see that head up at a 90-degree angle as often as we can. I just don't ever want to get a bad look at the animal. That's the most important thing to me. The young lady that wins the class, that's where I think she excels. I never get a bad shot of this lamb, okay? Anytime I touch him, he's as hard as he can be. Feet and legs are always in the right place. Head's always up at a 90-degree angle. Those kind of things, keeping that top line right, that's where she excels and wins the class. Young lady we've got coming second, I think when we put that animal in motion, I think you excel, okay? I think you do a really nice job leading off the pack. I like the head carriage of that animal when we get her in movement. Where I would change you is on your back leg. You have a tendency to let those things get too wide, and when we let them get too wide, it flattens that hip out, makes her pinch just a little bit more than she should from hook to pin. Young lady with the down U, I think you do a great job when we get her stopped. Be sure and watch your back leg placement from time to time. My biggest thing I'd like to see you change is on the move. She wants to throw that head down. It's really hard to keep that head up when you get her in movement. But a really good job. Congratulations to all three of these young ladies.
Placings in our Class 1 seniors age 18. First, Riley Miller. Second, Sarah Culver. And third to Rachel Zimmerman. We now have our Class 2 seniors age 17 in the ring. We'll be looking for Class 3 seniors age 16 ringside. We'll be looking for Eli Barber, Autumn Custer, Hunter Huff, Brooke Leaf, Emily Troyer, Jalen Belisek, and Abby Zimmerman. At this time, we'd like to introduce our judge. Brent Hoover is the owner of TSH Safety Services in Andrews, Texas. Brent graduated from Texas A&M University and has a master's degree in animal nutrition. He and his son Brantley own Hoover Livestock and strive to produce elite quality show lambs for the youth of Texas. Brent has judged numerous livestock shows nationwide and is very active in both 4-H and collegiate livestock judging contests. Brent serves as the sheep and goat superintendent for the National 4-H Livestock Judging Contest in Louisville, Kentucky. He has a passion for evaluating livestock, but more than anything, enjoys working with and educating youth through the livestock program. If we could give Brent a round of applause for joining us over several days and working with our youth here.
Attention in the barns, we have a Lexus SUV parked behind the barns by the kitchen that will need to be moved immediately. It is license plate 1ES3925. It needs to be moved immediately. If not, they will be towing it.
think when we bring these guys out here, it gets really, really competitive. But I got to be honest, the young man up here at the front, I just have a really hard time even faulting him when I go through and talk to these kids. He does a really good job. That lamb looks his best at all times. Okay, I caught him one time with those back legs a little too straight in that hawk. Other than that, that thing is just always set up the way I want him to. If you look at him from over here at the side and see the extension and elevation he gets out of that front end and how those angles are exactly perfect at all times when I look at that sheep, he just does a good job keeping that thing set up the way I want him to. And then at the same time, he's very smooth in the way he does it, and that's pretty uncommon to be as fault-free and as smooth as he does it. My hat's off to him, really good job. I think it gets more competitive for me when I look at second and third in this class. Young lady that's second does a really nice job when we put these things on the move. Keeps that head up and elevated. Lamb wants to go. You can tell the time's been put at his home. Where she separates just a tick here for me, she gets a little fidgety. She's messing with legs a little too often for me because he wants to back out on her and things like that like he just did. You know, sometimes you're at the mercy of what the animal does when we get out here in the ring, but I think she does a good job. She's smooth. She has a lot of ring presence. Young lady that we've got coming third, I think when we get that ewe lamb stuck, she does a really nice job. I like the presentation she has, the elevation she keeps up in that front end. When we put her on the move is where she struggled a little bit today. Ewe lamb just doesn't really want to cooperate. We get that head carriage too low from time to time, but another really nice job. Young lady coming next, really good when we get this thing set up. The one thing that I cautioned her on, watch the lamb. You'll catch this one wanting to lean away from her a lot of times. So like when I'm looking at the front end of the animal, he's kind of got his body off center from where his legs is. Young man that's going to wrap up the class does a good job getting a good hard brace out of this guy. Like I told him, unfortunately, Lamb just doesn't want to cooperate with him. We're up and down too much. We're having a tough time getting those legs in the right place. Really a good job. Let's give all these 17-year-olds a big round of applause.
Placings on our Class 2 17-year-olds. First, Stephen King. Second, Taylor Jones. Third, Riley Dell. Fourth, Estella Gover. And fifth, David Simon. We now have Class 3 16-year-olds entering the ring. We'll be looking for Class 4 15-year-olds to come ringside. just been turned into us. It was found out by the manure pile. If you are missing a cell phone, we have it at the table if you can identify it.
Okay, our staff that we formed this morning is going to stand over on that side of the building center. I think the cheer that we heard a little ago, the staff is trying to stand up, and everybody's encouraging it and just partnering up, and their calls over and we hear, but eventually we'll get up and walk around. Take anywhere from half an hour to an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how vigorous the staff is when it's formed. This cow is the one we thought was going to go first. The other one, the biggest, came with her, and we moved the other one out, but she was supposed to be later, and she ended up coming first. This one's taking the seat time, which is a little bit more in our wheelhouse because we'd like to have more people here to share with us. But all the separate things, challenging them in a week. We're working with the state fair at the University of Maryland. My name is Tom Hershop. I'm a retired faculty member. I was born and raised on a small dairy farm a long time ago. So, with the time here when the pigs are giving birth, that's my wheelhouse. But we do 16 cows. We'll go to the course of 3 weeks of the fair. One down, this one will go today. We'll be reducing 2 more today to get birth tomorrow. And then 2 more tomorrow morning for Sunday. So we do 2 of those over the weekend. All the people here in the red jumpsuit are animal science majors at the University of Maryland College Park. They are all in the process of training for years to the animal science area. Some of them will retire, some will be veterinarians, some will be working in ag industries like feed and veterinary products and that sort of thing. But they're all getting their lessons, especially in gynecology and farm animals here at the state school. I don't know that there's any university in the whole country that can offer their students this kind of opportunity. So we're very happy to be able to do that, and we're very happy to support it. The Maryland State Fair is an agricultural fair. It is our job to do education of people who want to know a little bit more about where the food comes from and how it's produced. And this agricultural farmyard reality. And we'll be here for the whole year. These cows are not show cows. We don't play a halter. We don't leave them alone. They are side of people that don't feel people. They're handled every day because they know part of the day. But mostly they're handled with about this. But they are easy to work with and easy to move around, but they are not tough. The farm milk, actually mentioned, over 1,200 cows each day. That's why it works so well for that, because on any given day, there's a bunch of cows getting birthed. We're very lucky that the farm is willing to take the time to do that. The owner of the farm is a member of the American Association of Board of Directors, and he is devoted to education as well as the rest of the farm, and we do that part. As I mentioned, these cases are not attached to the county. If the child pushes on the parent will come to you. We've had some aggressive child who do that, and we've had to ask even people sitting in the first row to move up to the second row. We don't want kids putting that line through the fences because if this 1,200-pound animal rubs against the fence, the child's arm will be broken. That's really also going to be broken too. The other thing we try not to do is not to stand with our head over the fence because when we're going to hit the fence, we get in the skin and move across the people. If you have any questions, shout it out and raise your hand. We're happy to answer them. This is what we educators call a teachable moment. We've got the captain here interested in something that you're willing to wait for, so we can talk to you about things that are helpful and it doesn't fit the page. Maybe a lot of you like on this. I spent my life doing lessons in college classrooms, so I'm sort of geared for one-on-one commentary. But we can talk about pages too, and talk about things that do that. Don't you wonder what she's thinking? Who the heck is that and why are they here? As I mentioned before, these are working cows, and you'll notice that they're not tiny and clean like the ones back in the barn that showed you the trailer. These come straight off the farm. There was a woman here yesterday. The students give birth today, will go home tomorrow on the return trip to the trailer. How many of you have seen the birth trailer before? Oh, good. You know how you return it. You could probably be part of it. Do you have any questions? The process will follow when she gets into serious labor. They'll actually lie down. Most of the time. Sometimes they push them out, standing up, and that's not a problem because underneath this scarf there's a nice layer of sawdust. Unfortunately, this building does not have good. Every bit of liquid that's produced either from a water fountain, faucet, or heat,
Another really good set. Let's give all these exhibitors a big round of applause. A lot of hard work and time goes into this. You know, I always told my kid whenever we were doing this, and we showed quite a bit, and he won a lot of showmanships, and it wasn't done the day of the show. Showmanship starts at home. It's the amount of time you put in. Young lady that ends up third in this class told her when she gets over there and gets that thing set and gets into it, she's as good as anybody in the class. She literally ends up third today because when we try to put them in motion, that thing just doesn't want to go. When you get into a showmanship class, it's little things like that that can sort this deal. You just got to have that animal ready to do whatever you want it to at all times. Young lady that wins, I think, is just real fault free. That thing when she gets you set up on the side, I like her feet leg placement. I like how vertical she gets on that front end. She gets a good drive out of it. The one thing I did tell her, when I get a hold of that thing's rack, I want her really drive it. And every once in a while it looks good. It's not as hard to the touch as it needs to be. But man, she's real fault free when we get out here. Just has a lot of ring presence to her, and I appreciate that. Young lady in second does a really nice job. This OU kind of wanted to balk on her a little bit when we got her in motion a couple of times. And then I caught her a few times where it's maybe that thing was a little narrowed up at the ground versus what he needed to be ideally. But boy, you can tell she's put the time and effort into this. That old gal responds the way she's supposed to. I like the lines that she has. I like the head carriage very well. Congratulations. Talked a little bit about the young lady in third. Again, really, really good when we get that thing set up. Just like to see him go when we ask him to get in motion. Young lady in four, good job on the brace. Watch those legs. We get them a little narrow from time to time. We get them a little wide from time to time. We want to make sure we get those back legs where we want them to. Young man that comes next gets a little too much drive at times, I think, on this lamb. He wants to get his front legs set too far underneath him. Need to make sure we get them pulled out. Young lady coming at the bottom here. Another young lady that works really hard. I like the way that she has ring presence. Just want to keep that lamb put together, keep this top down when we get him on the brace. Congratulations.
Placings in our Class 3 16-year-olds. First, Autumn Custer. Second, Abby Zimmerman. Third, Emily Troyer. Fourth, Jalen Belisek. Fifth, Hunter Huff. And sixth, Brooke Lee. We now have our Class 4 15-year-olds entering the ring. We will be looking for our Class 5 14-year-olds to start to line up. As a reminder, if you have placed first or second in a class, we will need you to come back for selection of our champion and reserve champion.
Okay, the question now is, what if he's just being a smoker? He's not getting the job. But it's not going to be a problem with people that we've already seen before. And what we try to do is check to see if the second point there. Because every once in a while you can get this situation, which is also something. But we don't think that will happen. We'll give them time to get people to look at that scene. Those of you women in the audience that are board members, you don't want to leave anything seriously. That's the way that it says, I don't care who's in the room, I don't care what's happening, fix this, baby, what you do. But when she goes into that kind of language, she'll be ready to back on her side, and we'll be able to approach her leader and see the university level students will practice what you expect it to do. We'll put those crews on the back foot and we'll assist the back. When she pushes to a foot. Now, it's not enough to leave the session. Most of these guys will try to deliver it on their own. But I am just speaking of that way and talking most of what I know about first class. And her mind for nothing really good happens at this age. So we help when we're here. Most of the time when we're here at the Maryland Coach Fair, it's off. And giving birth to is not only about for humans. Women that learn never to get pregnant to get birth in office, but somehow we still have lots of births in office. So we help to put the least amount of stress on the child as possible. Now she's starting to push it away, and she's starting to clarify every new labor. She will be ready to fly on the track when things get really wrong most of the time. But she is an active labor, she is pushing and that is pushing up and that makes us feel good. We'll give her a little more time before we go to the fifth grade. It's always easier if we can see to push back, right? Easier to push the things. sometimes we don't even use the phone as a place to swap, wrap it around the leg to keep the phone from slipping off and just practice. All these students are doing this for the first time today. Their first experience with the first class, this is going to set them going. We did have another pitch for them yesterday, and the last year was somewhere as well. He's really healthy pitch. And you're going to see him there and set on the face on us behind that. And if you were watching Channel 2 this morning, that 2 on the pitch on the TV. Now, I would be lying to you if I said these animals aren't under a certain amount of stress to relocate over and being in front of a crowd of people and a whole bunch of different smells and noises. But they're remarkably resilient. We like having them here, they live through the whole time and get a chance to use stories on the house and everything throughout. So we like to stay with you to get them acclimated. But I will tell you this, we had some people that upset with us bringing the house and doing the church. So I've had two children and I put them in the living room with both ready to go in the house for food. I also have graduate students who use their how we can help women who want to breastfeed be able to do it better. And we start that in the delivery. So what we do with our human mothers is we make them stay home until contractions or X number of minutes apart. And then we lay them up in their laboratory at college in this case, but the college is going on this day. And we call them to the hospital while they're in labor. And if it's their first baby in that area, they're going into a hospital room that they've never seen before. If their OBGYN is part of a practice at Canada, he has no idea what page is going to be down below the leg helping with that first. We do everything wrong to our women. We do a heck of a lot better for them. And while I said that, I just can't imagine what we do about that. And my daughter, when my first grandchild, decided she did not want to go to the hospital and be taking products anymore. So she waited, turns out, a little bit too long, because my grandson was born in the car about a mile from the hospital. First of all, my daughter has had 2 kids previous to that. She had also been my OBGYN pit puller on our home farm, so she knew what to do. She popped the baby, made sure the nurses didn't, they tried to grab him and haul him around and said, we don't get so connected here. So we got the job done without being in the hospital. And I think, all in all, the daughter was left off, my son-in-law, of course, had to get his car detailed, but life was good. The moral of the story is let's do things better for women. Okay, here we're doing this time here. This is a very normal procedure. It's just slowed up a little bit because of the excitement I think of the other class is involved. And I think the cows can follow some of the birds that you've been happening and I think they're aware of it. I don't have proof of that, but now she's doing what I call good pushing. She's still not in full force heavy duty anymore, so she'll get there. And we're going to give her a little while longer, but we have 2 ounces ready to jump in there and reach the goal. We'd really like to see her throw her head out to the front and flop over further in. But she didn't like that. She's going to keep an eye on me, trying to mess with me. We'll have the two of you come over in the bucket, come to this corner. When we approach it, we'll approach it from this end, and we'll keep left and be affected by it. So we'd like to have you stay off the fences if possible because they're not as hot. And when the cow bites you really hard, knock the fence into your face. I think we're safe with this cow. I don't think she's going to be getting that much with her. I don't think one of them. And we figured out that this is their fourth step, so she's not leading, this is not their first rodeo. And sure on your registration paper, you have the name, but I'm also equally sure that the 1,200 cows will have 1,250 by the herdsman. So they haven't told us. We pretty much go by the numbers on the ear tag. The ear tags have most of the information we need, birth date and all that kind of stuff. numbers that we can, all this is done is computerized. Actually, it's computerized when they put it in the version thing, because they actually took us to the steam farm and visited the office and the cattle and found out how everything works. There are, in every farm, there are animals that are more special than the other. And they have been, in many cases, in the state of Maryland, those animals were their children's twins project, and they end up entering the herd and it's one of the groups, but they always get a real and some of them end up staying on the farm longer after they should have been sold, because they produce them on the field. And I don't know of any farmer that I've ever gotten to never will be first farm. My father had one, a big old poultry cow, but that's when we had a cow out on the pasture. My dad would walk out of the field, hop on her back, and she would haul him and barn and he'd get the cow from the farm. Even if that cow didn't get wet, that's why it wasn't for me. But I think
Really competitive when we get out in this group. Young lady that wins is pretty fault-free. I think she's just always complete. Lamb always looks really good. I like the way she sets that front end up, gets a good drive from behind on this guy. We put him in motion. I like the head carries. I like the ring presence. One thing she does play that excels the rest of the group, she takes advantage of the entire ring. She makes big circles. She's calm and patient, whether she's in the leader or from behind, right? And I appreciate that. Young lady that comes in 2 does all the things that our class winner does. She just does it a little slower than our class winner does. When we get to the profile, I want to get them legs set. I want to get into it. We're spending a little too much time trying to be perfect on our feet leg placement. Young lady, I think you do a good job. Same deal. You're a little more fidgety with those feet legs. When you get that thing in drive, she's wanting to break her top down for me just a little bit. I want to make sure we keep that up, all right? Young lady, you do as good a job when we get them on the drive as any. Be careful. I think you're getting a little too much push on that thing from time to time. Wants to get his top down a little bit. You need to be more patient when we put him in motion. You're kind of passing people and stuff because you're getting too big a hurry. Take your time, give yourself room, show the sheep the way you want to show it, okay? Good job.
I needed the masters. I had a lady that had cows out on pasture. There were wild dogs in the house next to our farm. The cow was flat out giving birth like this cow's going to be hopefully 20 minutes or so. And this house of wild dogs took us out. So it's a real thing. We don't have to worry about it before it's farm, but the genetics are still there. Thousands of years of experience of talking. You better do this.
Placings in our class 4s, within 15-year-olds. First, Lillian Zimmerman. Second, Nisa Coleman. Third, Mackenzie Gill. Fourth, Bella Verdignulo. Fifth, Jada Mantua. Sixth, Cassidy Senna. Seventh, Addison Ridgely. Eighth, Chloe Mackay. 9th, Jamie Lynn Whitman. 10th, Karen Runshaw. And 11th, Chloe Highhold. We now have our class 5 14-year-olds in the ring. Following this class, we will need all first and second places at ringside from our class 1 18-year-olds, Briley Miller and Sarah Culver. Class 2 17-year-olds, Stephen King and Taylor Jones. From our class 3 16-year-olds, Autumn Custer and Abby Zimmerman. And we will need back from our class 4 15-year-olds, Lillian Zimmerman and Miss Mesa Coleman.
That's the cleanest thing that's going to help you prepare this whole week. Well, we always think of urine as being dirty, like poop, but it's not. Urine is sterile unless you have a urinary tract infection. It is very drinkable. And during the Civil War, in Field Hospital, where wounds had to be washed, there was no clean water. Nurses were running through all the streams, everything was filthy. they asked the foreman that were at the field hospital to hold their urine till they needed it to wash a wound. Pardon? Well, that's where I get over the fact with that. If you want to be in private country, but I was willing to make the $10 if they came up. Are you going to look at that? I want to leave. Okay, I leave. Okay, go ahead over and I'll leave. We're putting the kids on in 2 locations so that we don't put all the tension on one joint. If we did it wrong, if we put all the tension on one joint. And feel free to go ahead and move around where you can see. Also, don't be afraid to look up because we've got this on camera. You folks that are standing at the fence, you need to sit on the bleachers. Folks, if you're standing in front of the bleachers, you need to sit down because there's a better door than over there. Not on the fence, sit on the bleachers. Be aware the towel is getting up. One of you with the sleeve on, walk behind the towel and step out for a swim. Pardon? Yeah. We have twins. Just wait a minute, what did you feel? I want to know if it's coming presenting properly. The calf was fairly small, that's why I suspected twins. Correct? You don't know who is raised? Okay. The calf's in the right position, so we're going to let her push a little more after she messes with the first step. This will take a little while because she's going to look pretty hard. And try to keep it, she's only got one. Come here, no way of knowing. If you were somebody who came to the line after them, you didn't. I'm not sure. What have we got? Gender wise, Dave. You can't tell that from the mouth. Dave and I are good friends. Dave is a former dairy farmer. We talk to each other all the time, so both people manage each other. We have fun. The boy with the bull cap. Dave is making sure that the leaf is dropping the calf to go to the breed. Sometimes they'll stick a piece of straw in their nose to make them sneeze, and that'll get all the stuff out. Yeah. Is the iron on your nail dry? Do you have both handles? Just fill in the bucket.
Another really competitive age group. I think the young lady up front does an exceptional job. I think she wins pretty easy out here for me. Lamb drives really well for her. Like the elevation, the feet placement on this one. A lot of ring presence when we put her in motion. Heads up, she knows where she's at. It's a good speed that she travels at. I think she wins pretty handily. Young lady comes in 2. Another one does a good job when we get her on the drive. Just caution you, make sure you keep that head up on her. She wants to get a little bit lazy in her head carry. Young man in 3, good job with this guy. Watch your feet and legs. Make sure you're getting them things set parallel and square at all times. Young lady, you do a great job driving her. I like the presence you have in the ring. She threw you the oopie-doop, right? You end up for it. Good job.
Placings on our Class 5 14-year-olds. First, Addison Ward. Second, Leah Custer. Third, Robbie Nichols. Fourth, Allison Rolls. Fifth, Anna Campaneri. Sixth, Charlotte Chamberlain. Seventh, Clara Collins. And eighth, Megan Davis. We'll now be moving into our selection of our champion and reserve champion senior showmen. And we are looking for our first and second places that'll be coming back into the ring.
We'll see if we can pull the second back pretty far in. Mama's for a perfect on this one. Perfect. This is why we don't want to nothing against the human things. Oh, sorry. Okay, as you can all see, the second one is out. It's thicker than the first one.
Really an outstanding group of seniors out here in the ring. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Went ahead and quizzed a few of them on some feed things and maybe some cuts of lamb and different things like that. Everybody kind of knew their stuff is really good. The look on their face a few times was crazy, and then they answered really well. So my hat's off to them. I'll show you your champion and reserve champion senior showman.
their mother, because they want to feel that whole thing. She was bred to an oldest boy, oldest still alive. So the dad was now when she was in the top line in the 22, I wanted.
Congratulations to our champion senior showman, Stephen King, and our reserve champion senior, Lillian Zimmerman. We'll now be moving into our intermediate division, and we will be starting with our 13-year-old. We will be looking for our 12-year-olds in Class 8 to start making their way ringside.
I'm not 100% sure if it's a lot of stuff to use for, and she's busy working very hard, doing everything she's supposed to do. We're not going to check to see if there's quickness. There's no way if it's not volume of stuff out of the water. And here, because you have a man and female in there at the same time, so they don't want to use no farmer will ever keep a female when the male female because you can't raise the best parent. The parent board is called a 3 months. So these calves will go to animals, go into the inside and in the feet, they will be able to determine what they're doing. Now you can't believe that he's doing exactly what you think he is. Nothing enough going to do. He is so good at that. Because they're always looking more, needing more, and she's expecting them to. So definitely get in there and take the calf and lift them up and roll them over onto their chest. And then take them over the side so that they stay vertical side down. You need to know both front and back legs, but you have to do it occasionally to keep them where they lift that out. Okay, you're going to have a chance because she's going to be busy with you. Let them know how to do it. This is a calcium and electrolyte supplement. It's replacing the 250 watts in the whole process. And the electrolyte plus we're giving it support. 10 grams of calcium because people are starting to use the milk and maybe and if you lose too much calcium.
Really good set here in our first age group in this division. I think these three young ladies do a really nice job. Little bitty things probably separated for me. Young lady in the front, I just think she has the most ring presence. We put that thing in motion. I love the speed in which she leads. I like the head carriage that she has. She keeps that thing elevated. One little thing for the young lady, she gets pretty nitpicky on her feet and legs. And when the judge is right on top of her, sometimes good enough is good enough, right? Get into him and make him go. She's doing a really, really good job. Young lady in two, same thing. I like your feet placement. When we put you in motion, maybe you don't have quite as much command of that lamb as the young lady that wins. One thing I'd like to see maybe is a little bit more up and out on that front end when we get him driving. Young lady, you do a great job when you get her stuck and get her driving. She's really giving you a hard time trying to lead her around the ring. Probably the separation for today, but a really good job. Congratulations to all these exhibitors.
I was talking about balls and stuff. So we're going to get into a lot of
Placings on class 7, 13-year-olds. First, Madison Myers. Second, Abby Durrell. Third, Atlee Hoy. Fourth, Braylon Kaiholt. Fifth, Emma Shaw. And sixth, Blakely Letterman. We now have class 8, 12-year-olds entering the ring. We will be looking for class 9, 11-year-olds to line up ringside.
Any questions? Do you have anything already? Why is there blood running down the back of the letter and coming out of it? The umbilical cord of the calf has blood protects blood sends it through the cord to the mother's uterus to get nutrients and oxygen when it's inside the calf. When that cord breaks, when the calf is born, coming out the extra. That's when it can happen to you. What do you have? What do you have? That's where you're going to know these classes are going to have everybody.
She's coming for this class?
Yeah. She's literally on the horse.
So you can stop worrying about Chad or holding your head up.
I can be standing. I've done it
They
once
want you
or
to
twice.
do it slow.
Starts in like 20 minutes.
Thankfully we don't have a show, but yes, we got to figure out good communication and weigh in.
We got 4 shows, show, cow show. There she is. Ready? You're in.
Well, she is the perfect mother for problem kids, and she is aggressively working with them. I don't think I've ever seen it.
How many people do you see showing shoot the spurs?
Hey, I got it.
It wasn't easy at the right time.
Hey, maybe I don't have to do better.
And the women have to watch around her. She has a step on. She's avoiding and very careful. If you're coming back to the fair tomorrow, we will have 2 more cows to service. one of them actually really does for the number. And we'll have another paint rebirth tomorrow. So if you want to come back Saturday, we'll have another rebirth. The cows go home for
He's not going in the ring.
they're better off being paid in milk and surroundings. The owner will be coming down.
Not fun.
Thanks for coming.
Stop. You do me over there. Don't do that. Go get your Go get your lamb out already.
challenging group to work through here. A lot of differences and you know, animals that aren't really wanting to cooperate very well out here, I think, is a big part of it. Young man that's going to win the class for me just does the best job of getting everything he can out of this lamb. I like him when you get him on the drive. You keep that top down. You keep him going forward. Head's elevated. Same thing when we get him on the move. I would like to see you maybe transition from side to side a little bit smoother. One thing about it, when I'm coming around the front, you're pretty quick to change sides, even when I'm sitting there looking at yours. So be calm. Wait till I move past you to switch sides, okay? But a really good job getting that thing driven and shown. Young man, you do a really good job. You're very calm. I like you when we get you on the move. I want to see that guy or that girl give you a little bit more forward. She's wanting to set back on you a little bit, and in turn, you're pulling that head a little too far forward instead of going straight up with it, okay? You do a really nice job, very calm in the ring. Good job. Young man, I think for what you're working with, you're doing a great job, right? Where I criticize you is you're not getting enough extension up front out of that thing. There's just not a lot of extension for you to get there, okay? When we put him in motion, same thing, you're kind of having to drag him along. He's not wanting to cooperate, not wanting to work with you, but you do a good job. You're in the right position. You're getting as much drive as you can out of it. Young lady, there's times when I look and I think, man, she's really, really going to win this, still pretty easy for me. And then I look up and he's got him stretched too far and his old belly's really kind of dragging the ground. And the other thing too is we just got to make him walk when we put him in motion, right? You're really good coming around this side, not very good coming around this side. So we just got to get that thing broke to be in the ring a little bit better, but you do a great job. Congratulations.
Placings of Class 8, Intermediate age 12. First to Lloyd Arball. Second, Everett Brooks. Third, Gavin McLeod. Fourth, Kinley Nussbaum. Fifth, Jacob Diamond. Sixth, Haley Hutmaker. Seventh, Branson Taylor. Eighth, Emmeline Hindle. Ninth, Grant Tominek. 10th, Bridget Barber. And 11th, Addie Collins. We now have our Class 9, 11-year-olds entering the ring. We will need all first and second places to return ringside for selection of our champion intermediate. We're looking for Madison Myers and Abby Durrell from Class 7, 13-year-olds, and Lloyd Arball and Everett Brooks to be ringside for selection of our intermediate division.
another really competitive class, especially here on the top. Young lady that wins, I think, is just the smoothest. I like her when we put this lamb in motion. I like the head carriage that she has. She gets into this girl, really gets a good drive, levels out that top. One thing I would probably change, I think at times, maybe she wants to get her top up on you just a little bit. Let's make sure we keep that down and keep those back legs square. Young lady, you do a great job. I love your intensity. I think you're the first person that caught my attention coming in the ring. I'd like to see you work your way off that halter for a showmanship class. Work on keeping that head up by your hands and watch your back legs just a little bit, but a good job. Young man, you're doing great. Like I said, just want to focus on keeping that head straight up out of the shoulder instead of letting it get a little too far forward on you. And when we're walking around front, make sure you keep that head stuff square and not turn to the side. Young lady, you do a really good job. We just want to make sure we keep that head and neck up, especially when we get her on the move. Okay, good job.
We'll now be moving into the selection of our intermediate champion and reserve champion showman. So we will need our first and second place in our last class to come back ringside.
Ready?
Scenes on class 9, 11-year-olds. First, Ashton Moore. Second, Adeline Mallow. Third, Elliot Weishore. Fourth, Kaylee Garlett. Fifth, Ariana Shannon. Sixth is Ariel Leeds, and seventh, Luke Myers. After selection of our intermediate champion, we will be moving to our class 11, 10-year-olds. There is going to be a split in this class. So our first class of 10-year-olds will be Grayson Armacost, Rayleigh Barron, Virginia Brooks, Paisley Campbell, Camden Dinsmore, Kinsley Farrell, Peyton Hutmaker, and Violet Miller. That will be our 10-year-olds in our first division.
Outstanding group of individuals. Let's give them all a big round of applause. I think there's a lot of future in this group. I like the calmness. I like the ring awareness of all 6 of these individuals. I think we've got some differences maybe in terms of experience in the ring, but I think there's a couple that stand out for me. I'll go show you your champion in reserve.
Congratulations to Madison Myers, our champion intermediate showman, and Ashton Worth being selected as reserve champion showman. We'll now be moving into our class 11 and our first group of 10-year-olds. We'll be looking for our second class of 10-year-olds to make their way ringside.
I think a really competitive group of 10-year-olds here. Young lady that wins with the Suffolk U, just really, really complete. I think she does a great job, a lot of ring awareness. Put this one in motion. I like the head carry, like the feet placement. I think she's just really, really solid. I think does a great job. Young lady that comes in second, I think it kind of comes in spurts for her. There are times I look up and I love the drive that she's getting out of this one. I think you do a really good job on your feet and leg placement. Just don't relax too much. Every once in a while, look up and you're a little too soft. You're not getting enough drive out of it, okay? Young lady in 3, really intense, and she's fixed it right now, but every once in a while, I just want to let that head get down, get out in front of that sheep a little too much for me. I want to keep that head up, keep those feet and legs placed, okay? Really good job. Let's give them all a big round of applause.
Walk around and face the ball.
Placings in our first group of 10-year-olds. First, Paisley Campbell. Second, Virginia Brooks. Third, Peyton Hotmaker. Fourth, Violet Miller. Fifth, Tinsley Farrell. Sixth, Camden Dinsmore. Seventh, Grayson Armacoff. And eighth, Rayleigh Barron. We now have our second group of 10-year-olds in the ring. We will be looking for class 12 9-year-olds to make their way ringside.
Really competitive class. I think it gets really close in our top two here. Young man's just a little smoother. I think he gets a little better brace out of this sheep. I like the way he keeps that head up a little higher out of the top side of that shoulder. I do caution you a little bit. Watch your back legs. From time to time, you let him get a little offset, maybe a little too stretched. But I like you in motion. I like your head carriage. I like your ring awareness. Young lady, I think you do a great job. I can tell you're in control at all times. I think you've got great ring awareness. I want you to keep that head up on that sheep a little bit, especially when you get him on the move. You want to get a little lazy on you and kind of carry that head a little bit low, but really, really nice job. Young lady that's going to be in third, I told her, she just gets a little overstretched from time to time. That thing wants to break a little bit. Just going for me, got to keep them legs, feet and legs together and underneath him. And then the young lady rounds out the class. I think does a good job, very aware in the ring, like the head carriage on the move. Top gets a little too high, back legs get a little off from time to time. Be cautious, keep working at it. Great job.
our second group of 10-year-olds. First was James Tripp Rutledge, second Julie Troyer, third Allison Wagner, fourth Mackenzie Weaver, fifth Kristen Spicer, sixth Morgan Rowley, seventh Isabella Ortega, and eighth Paisley Taylor. We now have our 9-year-olds in the ring. We will be looking for our class 13 to 18 8-year-olds ringside.
Really fun group of 9-year-olds to work with out here. I think it's safe to say that the future of sheep showing around here is going to be good for a long time. These kids do a great job. Young lady that's going to win, I think she's just the most ball-free. Lamb's legs are set. She keeps that head up. She's got a good pose to her, elevated up in that front end. I think she's the most confident when we get that thing in motion, getting on the lead. I'd like to see her maybe get a little more brace at times. You might get a little too relaxed every now and then. But for the most part, I really like the way she carries the head and neck about that sheep. Young man that comes in second, I really appreciate him coming out here, giving it the go with no halter, keeping that head up, being in charge of that sheep. I think he did a great job. Look up every once in a while and man, you really got a back leg getting up underneath you and stuff like that. We just got to pay attention, make sure we keep those legs back so that hip looks right, okay? Great job. Told the young lady that's in third, man, I look at up sometimes and I think, boy, she's going to win. She's really, really talented. She's got a great drive on that sheep. And then I look up every once in a while and his old head's kind of laying on top of her knee and her back legs are going 14 different directions. Just got to get consistent. We've got to be the same all the time because I think down the road she's going to be really, really talented at this. She's just got a great ring awareness and just knows what she's doing, and we just got to be consistent in that. Told the other two exhibitors, I think we do some good things. We need to really focus on keeping that head straight up out of the top side of that shoulder, getting a good drive out of those sheep. My hat's off to all those exhibitors. Congratulations.
Placings in our class 12, 9-year-old. First, Josephine Brooks. Second, Weston Huff. Third, Madeline Dell. Fourth, Hayden Dinsmore. And fifth, Aubrey Thomas. We will now be moving into our class 13, 8-year-olds coming into the ring.
They'll tell you when to go.
We will be moving into the selection of our junior champion and reserve showmen after this. So we will need back from our class 11, 10-year-olds, Paisley Campbell and Virginia Brooks. And from our 9-year-old class 12, Josephine Brooks and Weston Huff.
First or second? I was first. See, are you the first class? So there'll be one room. First or second? Second class.
Guys, let's give all these exhibitors out here a big round of applause. I'm not going to lie to you. I've judged a lot of shows in my lifetime, and I'm a lot older than I probably want to admit to. But I don't know that I've ever seen 4 8-year-olds that can do what these 4 are doing out here. This is fantastic. These 4 are really, really good. It's really, really close. This is not how they're lined up, but all these exhibitors deserve your applause. They are going to be really elite someday. I'm extremely impressed with this. I tell you, that's I absolutely love judging 8 and 9-year-olds in terms of showmanship because I know it's the future. I know we're teaching them. I know they're learning and moving forward. I absolutely hate placing 8-year-olds in showmanship. I can tell you something's wrong with your sheep all day long, telling you something's wrong with the kid. That's really tough. And when they're this good, there's just not a lot of separation. My hat's off to all of them. Young lady that wins is very, very fault-free. That lamb is automatic. No matter what direction I go, no matter which angle I'm at, the feet are always set, the look is always right. Her intensity is almost too much for me maybe at times, but you can tell that that's how she's been trained to do it. She's out here doing her job, making that lamb look right. Just a really, really good job by that young lady. Not to take anything away from the young man in second, because I think he's equally as intense. This lamb's set up the way he's supposed to most of the time. Levelness is designed, getting that head elevated, has a lot of control and command when we get him around the ring. Maybe not quite the brace and push that we've got the young lady that wins, but a really, really nice job, very smooth. Congratulations, young man. Young man that we've got coming in third gets a little more drive for me probably than the young man directly in front of him. really gets into this bigger weather, makes him go, keeps him looking good. I think when we get him on the move, maybe he gets a little too fast, has a tendency to get that head a little bit out in front of him when we're on the move. But I think a tremendous amount of future, a lot of intensity, really in control of that sheep. Good job, young man. Young man that we're going to have coming in fourth in this class, nothing to take away from him. Again, I think he's in control of this big weather all the time. I love the head carriage that he keeps. Maybe a little bit more relaxed on those back legs than the three preceding him. Again, really big sheep, not a really big kid, so there's some difficulty there reaching those legs, but a really good job. Keep that top down, keep them legs set back. Great future, and that's not to take anything away from the other five because I think it's very competitive. I've judged shows all across the country where any of those kids could be at the top end just as well. These four are really tremendously good at this point in time. My hats off to all of them. Let's give them another big round of applause. They certainly deserve it.
Placings in class 13, 8-year-olds. First, Anna King. Second, Lee Thomas. Lee Thurston. Third, Colt Knott. Fourth, Charlie Weaver. Fifth, Harley Farrell. Sixth, Kennedy Tomikin. Seventh, Brooklyn Wagner. Eighth, Delilah Barber. And ninth, Preston Hindle. We'll now be moving into the selection of our junior champion in reserve. So we will need to have back our senior champion,
You're first, right?
which are Stephen King and Billy Ann Zimmerman, and from our intermediate division, Madison Myers and Ashton Worth to the ringside. As a reminder for our exhibitors that will be in the breed show on Sunday, we will be checking breed papers and checking in commercial sheep 1 hour after the conclusion of showmanship. When we finish up showmanship, we will announce the exact time that we will be back ready to start checking papers.
Oh, the one that's like orange. I got a black one. I made that one. I wanted one that has to go. I wanted to slip. That has to come. I have a baseball glove. It says, I'm a dark man. It was like I love like it's not good. It's like long and it's pink and then it has the breast cancer logo on the top and then my name is in the middle where the dog goes up and it says never give up. I can put like
As a reminder to our exhibitors, as you have won awards from last night, today, and on to Sunday, if you received an award, there are thank you cards attached to the back of those. If you would like to write your thank yous while you're here, you can return them to us and we will mail those for you. So just a reminder, if you received an award, we're more than happy to mail your thank you card.
I thought the microphone was dead for a minute and y'all were all going to be safe from having to hear me talk anymore. Guys, this has been a lot of fun. Let's give all these kids a big congratulations. I tell you, this has been probably as much fun as I've had since we've been up here. A lot of fun sorting these kids. I think they do a great job. I think the future's really bright for them. I think there's two young ladies in here that really excel and really excite me for their future. I'll go show you the champion and reserve junior show.
Congratulations to Paisley Campbell, our junior champion showman, and Anna King, our reserve champion. We'll now be moving into selection of our overall grand and reserve grand champion showmen. At the conclusion of selecting our grand champions, we will move into our Dean Challenge, which we are looking for Liam Hartner and Lydia King to come ringside.
All right, guys. Let's do it just like we did in class, okay? We'll circle in, go side by side, and we'll circle around the profile. When we come out of the profile, we'll do champions in the front, reserves in the back, okay? But for the initial deal, side by side, just like the class, okay?
Just wait on the juniors to come back around.
Let's wrap this deal up with another round of applause. These kids have worked hard. Great representation of each age group. I like seeing these guys back out here. Done a great job all day today. Really complete. I think when you look at these guys, you see a lot of similarities in terms of head carriage, the way they're getting those legs, feet and legs vertical on these things, head straight up, backs down level, getting a good brace out of them. I think it gets really, really close in here, especially when we start talking about reserve. At the same time, it's just been an honor to sort through these kids. I like that they can answer the questions. They know what the feed programs are, things like that. Those are always important to me. I'll go show you your champion in reserve at this time.
Congratulations to our Grand Champion Showman, Stephen Kane, and Reserve Grand Champion, Lillian Zimmerman. We now have coming into the ring is for our Dean's Champion Challenge. Our previous year winners of our showmanship, we have Liam Hartner and Lydia King, who will challenge Stephen King this year.
Well, this is pretty unique. I kind of like this. I like getting these guys out here. All three of them are obviously experts and very, very well-rounded. Good showmen for dang sure. You know, I think it's splitting hairs. I asked kind of an off-the-wall question. One young man handled it a little bit better maybe than the others did. Just really challenging. They're all really good. They don't make a lot of mistakes at all. But you know, it's kind of like Ric Flair said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. This is your week, young man. You're going to be the champion.
Congratulations to our 2025 Dean's Champion Challenge winner, Stephen King. This concludes our showmanship show. If you are going to be exhibiting in our breed show, we will start checking papers here at the table at 2:30.
He's like, we are done. He's like, we are not doing this anymore.
No show. Only sleep.
Right now, I think she's focused on the pool and